Everyone in the fandom was waiting for one photo. What they got instead was a denial, and the denial came from an account that Chinese regulators had already flagged for spreading unverified gossip. That contradiction is the real story here, and it says more about how celebrity narratives get built and dismantled than any single photo ever could. I'm your host at Rabbit News Hallyu, and today we're looking past the headline of "No relationship confirmed" to ask a more interesting question: who gets to decide what's true in this industry, and why do we keep listening to them anyway? On August 19th, a photographer known online as Liu Dachui went live and made a specific claim. Zhang Linghe, who broke out with the drama story of Xingfu, internationally known through Legend of the Female General and, most notably, Pursuing the Jade, and his on-screen partner Tianxiwei have, according to Liu, never appeared together off-camera. No shared frame. No documented interaction outside of work. It was framed as a direct rebuttal to months of fan speculation about the two actors, whose chemistry on Pursuing the Jade had turned them into one of CN's most talked-about screen pairings. That claim alone isn't unusual. What's unusual is how specific the justification was. Liu didn't just say the two hadn't been photographed together. He said their management teams have been in conflict for 9 years, and that the friction runs deep enough to make a private meeting essentially impossible. There's no way they'd meet in person, he said. It's just not realistic. He also mentioned running into Zhang Linghe a few days earlier and describing the encounter as entirely impersonal, no private exchange, nothing beyond routine professional courtesy. Here's the detail worth sitting with: this wasn't Liu's first time addressing the topic. Back in March, he made nearly the same argument, claiming the two couldn't even talk about anything and that whatever warmth audiences saw on screen was manufactured entirely for promotional purposes. So the August 19th broadcast wasn't new information. It was a second, more detailed pass at an argument he'd already made 5 months earlier, this time with an added layer of specificity: the 9-year management feud that hadn't been part of the original claim. That's the anomaly. Not the denial itself, but the fact that the denial kept evolving, getting new supporting details each time it resurfaced. Real information doesn't usually need to grow more elaborate on a second telling. Constructed narratives sometimes do. Before we go further, it's worth understanding why a claim like this even matters commercially. Zhang Linghe and Tianxiwei's dynamic on Pursuing the Jade didn't just drive viewership, it generated a secondary economy of fan content, brand tie-ins, and speculation that, whether the two actors wanted it or not, became part of how the drama was marketed. When a screen pairing generates that much organic attention, any information, confirming or denying a real-life connection, has commercial weight. A photographer with insider access claiming to settle the question isn't a neutral bystander. He's a participant in an economy where leaked truth is itself a product. It's also worth understanding why a manager-level feud, if real, would matter more than an ordinary personal disagreement. In CN, management companies routinely coordinate schedules, joint appearances, and even social media timing between paired actors when a drama's marketing leans on their pairing. A 9-year rift between two teams, if accurate, wouldn't just make private meetings awkward, it would complicate any future professional collaboration between the two actors as well, since scheduling and brand deals for a project like Pursuing the Jade typically require some level of cooperation between both sides. That's a much larger claim than they've never hung out, and it's one that, notably, comes with no independent confirmation from either agency. And that's where the story turns. Because on the same day this claim was recirculating, another detail was surfacing alongside it: Liu Dachui's account had already drawn attention from platform regulators. According to reports, China's Cyberspace Administration had flagged the account for what was described as hyping scandals and rumors and posting unverified leaked information. In other words, the same source insisting he was correcting the record had, separately, been identified by the platform itself as a source of exactly the kind of unverified content he was now using to make his case. That's not a minor footnote. It reframes the entire claim. If an account has a documented pattern of posting information that can't be verified, then a denial from that account carries the same evidentiary weight as the rumor it's denying, which is to say, not much. The audience isn't just being asked to believe a specific fact about two actors. They're being asked to trust a source whose reliability was already in question before this particular broadcast happened. Online reaction split roughly the way you'd expect, but the split itself is informative. One camp took the denial at face value, describing the two actors as simply former colleagues and expressing something close to relief that the speculation could finally be put to rest. For a segment of the audience, the appeal of a clean, boring explanation, two professionals who worked together and moved on, is preferable to sustained uncertainty. A second camp pushed back on the logic itself, not the conclusion. Their argument, the absence of a photograph proves nothing. Not being filmed doesn't mean nothing happened, several comments noted, pointing out that Liu's claim rests entirely on the premise that if something isn't documented, it didn't occur, a standard that would be nearly impossible to satisfy for any private interaction between two public figures who clearly have professional reasons to stay in contact. A third group, largely fans invested in the on-screen pairing, expressed something closer to fatigue with the entire cycle. Their position was that the professional chemistry visible in A pursuing the Jade was enough on its own, and that neither confirming nor denying an off-screen relationship should be necessary to enjoy the work. This is worth noting as its own data point. A meaningful portion of the audience has started treating shipping as separate from any claim about real life, which suggests the fandom itself is adapting to exactly the kind of unreliable leak culture this story illustrates. There's a fourth thread running through the reaction, and it's the most pointed one: audiences cross-referencing Liu's own statements against each other. Commenters noted that across his various broadcasts, he has at different points suggested the two had gone public with a relationship, then pivoted to blaming manager conflict, then landed on a story about a brief, impersonal run-in a few days prior. Three different framings of the same underlying claim, each surfacing at a different moment, none of them fully reconciled with the others. That kind of drift is exactly what erodes credibility over time, even among people initially inclined to believe the account. As of this reporting, neither Zhang Linghe Tian Xiwei nor their respective management companies have issued any public statement addressing Liu's claims, not the March version, and not the August version. That silence can be read multiple ways. It could reflect a standard industry practice of not dignifying unverified claims with a response. It could reflect ongoing internal decisions about whether responding would draw more attention to speculation than letting it fade on its own. What it doesn't do is confirm anything Liu said. Official silence is not corroboration, in either direction. So where does that leave the actual anomaly we opened with? The photographer who set out to end speculation by insisting there was no relationship to speculate about turned out to be, by his platform's own assessment, an unreliable narrator of exactly this kind of story. The claim that was framed as clarity turned out to be another data point in the same pattern it claimed to correct. That's the broader pattern worth naming here, carefully. This isn't proof that every leak account in CNT operates this way. One flagged account doesn't establish an industry-wide rule. But it does illustrate something real about how celebrity narratives circulate in this space. Verification and fabrication often travel through the same channels, sometimes from the same person, and audiences are left to sort credible information from constructed content with very few reliable signals to work from. The platform action against Liu's account is one of the few external checks available in this ecosystem, and even that arrived after months of his claims had already shaped public perception. For Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei specifically, the practical takeaway is narrower and more mundane than the online conversation suggests. There is still no verified information, from either actor or either management team, about the nature of their relationship beyond professional collaboration. Everything else, the manager feud, the timeline of denials, the specificity that kept shifting, belongs to a source whose own credibility is now part of the story. What this case does offer, in a narrower sense, is a useful template for how international audiences might read similar stories going forward. Before accepting a leak as clarification, it's worth asking who benefits from the claim, whether the source has a track record, and whether the story has changed shape across multiple tellings. None of that requires cynicism about the actors themselves. Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei haven't said anything, in either direction, that needs to be doubted. The skepticism belongs entirely with the account that inserted itself into their story. If you're the kind of viewer who wants entertainment coverage that questions the source as carefully as the claim, that's exactly what Rabbit News Hallyu is built for. Subscribe if you'd rather understand how these stories get made than just find out what the latest one says.